Wow, what's Madonna been up to lately? Not a whole lot, creatively wise. She got a haircut. People noticed, and there were pictures of her in a bar with her boyfriend and some people, and everyone's like, oh my god, she cut her hair, because she's had the same hair for, God, how long? Like 10 years? Basically just long, and she usually parts in the middle, and it's just a matter of, how long her regrowth is sort of determines, when the photos were taken. That's about it. But she cut it, she bobbed it, and not bobbed it, she cut it like shoulder length, and she went back and did like the Saturday Night Live 993 sort of bad girl look. It's not exactly how she looked in the video, but it's how she looked around that time that they released Bad Girl, and she sung that live. The one time I think she's ever sung it. Before the Mercy piano version. I think at that point that was the only time she had ever sung it on Saturday Night Live, along with, I think, was it Rain? No, Fever. And she looks amazing. People were comparing, of course, those photos from 1993 and then now, and she looks pretty good. She obviously has she's stopped with the fillers. There's talk that she's had the butt implants removed as well. And someone was actually suggesting that the padding that I spotted in the concert was actually padding to help her with the having to sit on the ground and all that, and do the maneuvering around for Bedtime Story, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so she cut her hair. She looks fabulous. And she did the Oscar party like that, and everyone's like, oh my god, because she looks like 1993 all over again. But part of me felt like reductive, because that's sort of happening. But the other thing was she's doing a lot of fundraising, continuing to do fundraising for Raising Malawi, and she did a big thing for that, and Amy Schumer was there. But Amy Schumer is not Madonna's friend, because if she really loved Madonna, she'd tell her to stop with the stand-up. Because that's the other thing I saw recently that I want to do a video about. I'm like, ugh, other Madonna fans just think I hate her. It's like, I try so hard to talk about good stuff, but there's nothing good happening with Madonna at the moment. She's not producing anything, and the only things that have been happening have been failing things, like her biopic and her last couple of concerts that weren't released, and we don't have any videos for her. And there was talk that she's, because years ago she wanted to do stand up, and she had this idea that maybe she could just do a low key concert series and just sit with like a guitar and someone with a piano and just do some of her simple songs, ballad songs, and just sort of do whatever she feels like, whatever the crowd wants, and just have some talking and some, light sort of comedy, and just sort of do a different sort of thing. And that was sort of the idea. Tears of a Clown, that was what it's supposed to be, but she couldn't help herself. She turned it into a big production. Like we got the first one. I was lucky enough to be there for that. And then she did a later version for charity. It was too much. And then, of course, the Madame X tour, which was supposed to be a theatre tour and supposed to be this idea, she just did the same concert show but in a theatre. So all the limitations of the theatre show, but none of the advantages, because the only moments where she was sort of supposed to be connecting with the audience were all staged and set up. So that was a disaster. And all that came out of her wanting to do comedy. And Amy Schumer was basically saying to her, she's encouraging her. I'm like, no, I know you want her to be your friend so bad because she's Madonna, but you got to tell her the truth, because as soon as she does, she's done. Like, as soon as she tells Madonna the truth, she's done, because Madonna only keeps people around who are yes people, and people suck up her ass and think she's amazing. I mean, she is, but you have to tell her that, and you can't contradict her. So she's not telling her, honey, no, sweetie pet, no, you got to stop. You're not funny. Just because you've got a good sense of humour and people who you pay laugh at your jokes, your employees, and people are afraid, because you're Madonna, to not laugh, doesn't mean you can do stand-up. It is an art form, and I know you think if you practice enough you can do it, because it is a skill on some level. Some people it's natural, some people it's totally planned and staged, and so she thinks on that level she can conquer it. And I'm like, it's not going to happen, Madonna. It's not going to happen. So yeah, Amy Schumer needs to tell her. She needs to tell her, she needs to show her some tough love and tell her to stop. Because what she's been doing, apparently, she's been going to comedy clubs with Amy Schumer and going up, and she's literally reading from a notebook and taking notes and then watching back the video and studying, and she thinks she can conquer this. She thinks she can do it because she is a hard worker, because if all about her performances, all about dedication and persistence and just practice. She thinks she can do it. She thinks she can conquer it, but I'm like, you can't do it, Madonna. So yeah, so she's doing fundraising. she's cut her hair. She looks fabulous. And it's funny though, I should mention this. One guy did a video on TikTok I thought was hilarious. He said, okay, so people have been saying about how great Madonna looks now, and I said it's because she uses filters and she's had work done. And everyone attacked me because you can't say that. If you're a Madonna fan, you have to just play this imaginary game where you think she's a saint and perfect, and you don't know that she's using filters and that she's a real person and all this. And he was just talking about how the Madonna fans were attacking him. I'm like, didn't you know it was a cult? Didn't you know Madonna fans are a cult? If you're either with them or against them. And I'm a hater because I actually talk about Madonna in real terms and will criticise her if she does something stupid. But that was interesting as well. But it's actually not Madonna news, but Madonna related. But yeah, so she cut her hair, she did some fundraising, which is good, and she won't give up on comedy, and Amy Schumer needs to be a real friend and tell her